Okay, so where we left off last time was we had this action that I really liked. It's his his motion. Okay, cock bam. Okay, now let's go back to our storyboard here. Now, what did I say we were gonna have? So he brings his gun, and then I said something about slow motion. Well, shoot, I've got this all timed real time. Alright, so what do I want slow motion? Now, this is where it's kind of nice because I'm the one making the movie, and so if I find myself saying, hey, I would like, this really worked out well, I'd like to, where I said slow motion there, I'm going to have to tweak that little idea. I don't know if I like slow motion anymore. How would I do a slow motion thing? Let's see, well, I would look through, alright, as I look through this, is there any position that I'd really want? Which now typically a good slow motion you only have like one swipe. What I mean is, like, it would be okay to have a slow motion from here to here, but not like where it encompasses the cock. What I mean is, notice how his arm goes up and then starts going down. Don't have your slow motion go like where it goes like switches direction, where that arm or any part of his body switches direction. So it'd be okay to have like slow motion from here to here, or from here to here, or from here to here. Where there's just kind of that same kind of overall thrust. Okay, so I'm just asking myself if I even want slow motion. Well, I'll show you how I'll do it, how I would do it if I would want it. Alright, so let's watch it in real time now. Okay, so if I were to, the only time that slow motion looks like it would fit would be like between here and here. So I would say, well, this is where I would want slow motion to start. So I'm going to insert a keyframe for all that stuff. And I would want slow motion to end right there. So I'm going to insert a keyframe for everything. And now I'm going to take every keyframe after this, control click, and I'm going to extend it. Now notice, what would you say? Maybe a slow motion? So let's extend it a full 1.5 seconds. Alright? And so now I need to bring these keys to stretch out all those keys that were in between. I need to stretch them out to fill that. Well, here's what we'll do. It really corresponds to these two keys. And so I'm just going to alt-click, shift, alt-click, and I'm going to start right here at the beginning of my slow motion, and I'm just going to scale them until they pretty much, so it's, okay, bam. Alright, we're ready to go. So that would be the slow motion if I like it. So he gets up, so it's like, yeah, and then he cocks it, bam, and alright, he's ready to go. But really, that doesn't fit. I mean, that's cool, but it doesn't fit because what I really want to have to notice, unless I do, and now this is where you're getting pretty aggressive, unless I were to do something, alright, let me finish the thought here, I'm sorry. What is really key is looking at my storyboard. What I really want to focus in on is I want to be able to focus in on that gun where the barrel starts spinning and then the bullet comes flying out of the casing. So I really need the slow motion to be happening at the end. So what I'm saying is now I've got a slow motion, real time, and then I would need to slow it down again. And now you can do that, but that's getting pretty aggressive. That takes a lot. I don't know if I even have confidence in whether I can do it. Let's try though. What the heck? Let's try, huh? Let's go for it. Alright. So basically I want to slow down this part of the motion. Now obviously it's the same thing as I did before. Let's just select everything there. And since there are no basically this is the end of the action, I don't need to encase the motion in keyframes like I did here before. Remember how I set up a keyframe, two keyframes that were pretty close, and then I stretched it out, and then I scaled all the keyframes in the middle. Well, now since this is the end of the action, I can just scale it, and I don't have to worry about disturbing any keyframes that come after it. So if I were to want to scale that, I would maybe want to scale it. Bam. Alright, so now he's slowed down. Now how much time is actually lapsing? 170 to 200. So that's only about a second and a third. I'm going to need a whole lot more than that, because I'm going to be having my camera zooming in. I'm going to be having his rotor, the actual barrels start to rotate. And so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have it like a slowing speed. So I'm going to insert, notice how he's almost in position right here. I'm going to insert a keyframe there, and then I'm going to move it over. Okay, and so this is where I'm going to start the camera zoom, and that's where I'm going to start the guns ablazing. So let's look at that real time. I'm going to end it. Alright, let's see what that looks like real time. I don't like it. Like I said, you kind of get muddy, and so it doesn't look like, you know, it doesn't look like two separate slow motions. It just looks like one really long, it's overall really slow. And so what I want to do is I want to get rid of that second. In fact, it's this slow motion that I'm going to need, so I have to get rid of this slow motion set. So basically I just undo what I did. I just take these keys and I scale them back down, and then I take these keys and I move them back over, and hopefully I'm pretty close to back to where I was before. Okay, it's a little bit drawn out again. So again, I just need to scale these keys in, move these keys over, alright, let's see how we did. Okay, now in order to do this, you don't get enough of an idea. There's not, well, let's just erase this key. Okay, now you can't really tell that it's slow motion from this action. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to insert this, and I'm going to move that over. I didn't like that one bit. Alright. I might just say leave it. Because you got to remember that there's going to be a little bit of a helper. That gun barrel is going to start rotating, and so that is hopefully going to add to the slow motion effect. That will hopefully tell you. Alright, here's how I'm going to. Now, this may never even be. Alright, what we really need to do is we need to have some full body motion. So what I mean is I need to have his chest throw back a little bit more. Alright, now I'm going to copy that. So I want to put okay, so what did I do here? Let's do this sort of thing, and now paste that there. Bam. And so maybe if I'm lucky, you see, you need kind of more than just his arm moving. You need his whole body, like, to kind of add to that slow motion effect. So how does that look? As he kind of gets into position. Alright. I'm not so... Alright, now I think I'm fairly satisfied with the overall. Alright, let's set up our camera. Okay? So